Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? Now, I think we really have to have a real conversation. We got to talk, okay? We got to sit this one down and really talk about it, okay? Everybody on the streets and everybody on these TikTok, X streets, child, they all talking about Uncle Shannon and Uncle Shay Shay and just talking about him and this alleged, OnlyFans model. And child, they say she freaky. They say she freaky. They say he freaky. They say they getting they freak on, okay? Now, I don't know if it's just me or y'all can understand me when I say this. I was thinking about like that video, with Michelle and whatnot, and how he was like, in that video, And first of all, he a big dude, okay? So whatever he doing it to, or whoever he doing it to, child, I know it's nasty. I know it's dirty nasty. I know it's booty on a, finger in a booty nasty. I know it's, what I'm saying? Allegedly, child, is backdoor nasty, okay? It's a lot of nasty stuff going on, And Shannon let us know that, he gets down, okay? At first, people was calling him gay. And now, I don't know if y'all noticed this or y'all peeping all of this, because I'm looking and I'm paying attention. When he did that thing with Miss Michelle, Miss Michelle and Uncle Shannon was out here being freak-a-leaks. Now, we don't even know if it's a Miss Michelle, child. It could be, homegirl Michelle, the way this age thing is happening. Allegedly, she was 19 when this incident occurred. So it could be a little girl. We don't know what the age is looking like. But when he did that, shortly after, they were offering him to do, tapes, freaky tapes. They were saying that he should be a P-star. And honestly, he was saying no. He wanted to get the big bag. Nah, I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. At first, he was denying it or, seemingly saying, it wasn't him. But then he had to come right out and say it was him and Miss Michelle, So I think that for me, I don't think Michelle is a black woman. Because, not saying that a black woman name could not be Michelle. We looked online. We saw a couple of, sisters. But if Shannon is interested in the sisters, it just started happening. I don't think he's always liked the sisters. I think he's, before was liking these different type of women. And now he's just now getting interested in the sisters. I don't think he always liked the sisters, if you ask me. I don't think it was always a thing of interest with him in the sisters. Okay. I think he's like always prior to like these Caucasian women prior to. I think he had a thing for these Caucasian women, prior to. Now he likes the sisters. And ain't nothing wrong with him liking the sisters now. But, the Caucasian sisters is going to let you know. There was a couple of things that I just was like looking at like, okay, like crazy. Now, I found out that this young lady is a OnlyFans model. I did not know she was an OnlyFans model. I'm over here, a OnlyFans model? Really? That's intense, okay? A OnlyFans model. Because I ain't got no issue, no beef, no, side remarks with the OnlyFans models. But I just felt like, okay, so if she's an OnlyFans model, that means that she is into X work, She like that X work. She's into a little freakadeek action. She a little, a little freaky girl, like to be on camera. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I feel like that kind of changes things. A couple of things changes things with this whole case. The lawyer, remember the guy, that's that lawyer who sued Jay-Z. That changes things because what? Tony Busby? That changes things because Tony, okay? Tony likes to be out here, pointing out people of color, males of color in power, to be exact, So he's already gotten that bad hashtag as like trying to take people down and all of that. So there's that portion of it, that makes you just not really trust. I don't know. I don't really trust, you know what I'm saying? And then different things is coming out like about this entire situation. Now, Monique tried to tell his ass, listen, Shannon, you need a fat girl. You need somebody that you can handle. But this woman, it's all coming out. It's just craziness. It's just out here just crazy, okay? And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Okay. Because in the text messages, the girl was like, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it, child, while you F me. Now, it seemed like from that, it's a lot of freaky stuff going on. She was telling that man she wanted him to put, his big black baby in her. And she was saying stuff like, I know you miss this juicy, just a bunch of freaky stuff. There was a lot of freaky action going on. It seemed like they like kinky stuff. They into the little kinkaroo. So I think that for her now to be like, oh, it's too aggressive. It's like, you and him kind of talk like that. Y'all kind of had that kind of situation going. You opened the door, and you already know how men are. You know what I'm saying? You give them an inch, they take a mile. You give them, a little taste, they just want to go there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of crazy stuff. But was he picked out, or was he? I feel like, yeah. I feel like he was definitely picked out. I feel like he was pointed out. I feel like, all of this happened because, she heard about that $50 million and she felt like she should get some. She's an OnlyFans model, so she's not above using her body, to get what she wants. The one thing about Cassie is everybody talks about the Diddy case. Cassie was the perfect victim. Cassie had not ever been into nothing heinous and nothing, crazy. She wasn't a sex worker, She wasn't that. There was nothing to look at to say, oh, she could be this and she could be that. When it comes down to situations like this, unfortunately, the public looks more at the victim and say, like, is this above you? Would you use this, as a money grab? Are you that type of person? And because she is an OnlyFans model, people look at her and be like, well, she's not above that. She's not above money and, sexual favors. She's not above that. She's in that room. So people are like, And then you hear all the conversation like, look at this mess. You know what I'm saying? You really got to think about it.
Yes.
Just crazy mess. Crazy as hell. As crazy as all get out.
I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Damn. That's insane.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Damn.
Okay, well...
The girls...
Honestly, she gives me, and I don't know if y'all ever thought about this, but I'm thinking about it now, child. She gives me Bobby Off. You know Bobby? Bobby Off. If that's her, you know what I'm saying? She gives me that vibe. She gives me that, like, I'm just saying, Bobby Off. And the way he's speaking, if it was really that type of situation, I don't think he would be speaking like that. I really believe in my heart that, this young woman left the grounds open for them type of conversations to take place. I feel as though that, they talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people in their relationship, they be calling each other the B words and calling each other crazy stuff. And that's just what, now I'm always like, I always want to believe the victim. I always want to give the benefit of the doubt to the victim. But just how her entire aura is, he's saying some shocking things. Why would you not run from this? Why is this not scary to you? Why are you just, okay, well, I don't want to get choked. Well, the fact that that's it makes me feel as though that's how they talk. It ain't shocking to you, girl? Because for me, if I'm in fear, it's shocking that you would even say that. But y'all remember Monique had to try to tell his ass.
This dating thing. Because Mo is different now. Than when you and I...
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
She tried to tell him.
But you tried to say that. What you tried to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down.
She tried to tell him.
Take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good
Monique
cakes,
tried to tell
make
him.
some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs.
She tried to tell his ass.
26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old
Don't need
girl.
him. It's too much going
This is
on.
your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there.
For real. She tried to tell his
you
ass.
trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon.
You can't do it.
Can't do it.
You can't do
They
it.
want you to go for the fourth round. You looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need you. You want some money to go to Starbucks? Yeah,
It's just crazy mess.
But if you get your older girl, when you get to that fourth round, she's going to say, hold on. Hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese.
You
and
know what I'm
some toast
saying?
with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit.
She tried to tell him.
going to be scared. Yes, I'm talking. And I know old gal, she'll be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when
I'm
you
telling
know
you
somebody named
guys.
Elladora,
I'm telling you guys, Monique tried to tell his ass and he wasn't paying attention. Like, and then everybody over here just stuck and they caught up. They over here like, what? $50 million?
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
Keep talking. Use currency.
That's crazy. That's how we all feeling, okay? 50 million is insane. Okay? It's insane work. It's crazy work, okay? But they say that he used to like them bunnies a long time ago. That was what he was interested in, you know. They say that it's been coming, you know what I'm saying? From the time that white man was on a, news station talking to him crazy, and now he over here doing these little podcast things like this.
And from the heart, this is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out.
The whole video.
I would have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million.
Crazy
what
mess.
they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
And the thing is, people are not arguing that this is a, one of those type of things to where this is a ploy because he got money. Everybody knows that this young lady, is like playing these type of games. The thing is, a lot of women, what I'm hearing is they mad that you would even go after a younger girl. You're 19. Why? She's 19. Sorry. Why is she going after you at the age that you're after and you're not questioning it? That's what they're thinking about. They think that you should have been more responsible, with your little bit of monies and everything. And, I really liked what Cameron had to say. Cameron be speaking the truth.
I heard it was, look, he was living in California and moved to Nevada. She moved from California to Nevada too. So if somebody's being abusive to you in one state, why would you move to the next state with the same nigga who's abusing you? I don't know. Me personally, I found the red flag with that personally. And then the next thing is, this
We gotta
sex
keep it
tape,
real.
this supposedly coming out. Shannon said, put the whole 30 minutes out, or 10 minutes, whatever it is. I guess it's some part in there for 30 seconds, because brought that up. Shannon brought that up. He said, I believe he's going to release 30 seconds of it. Whatever that 30 seconds is must be nasty and violent and fucked up. If you don't want to put the whole 10 minutes and you reducing it to that 30, it must have been WWE in that joint. Elbow off the top of the bed, off the door against the dresser. You white little...
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to play the whole thing, but I'm saying that, certain things are not being released and certain things are being hidden. So we all are aware and we all feel like it is a shakedown. We not denying that, but it's a lot of people feel as though just the mere fact of you dating somebody with that age gap, this woman, has done OnlyFans. So it's not far of a stretch that she's into that type of stuff, and the fact that she invited you over to her home, before these interactions even took place, or the fact that just several things that have happened, it makes you question. Yes, and her attitude, her entire persona is very much so giving me Bobby, I said that, Bobby Off or whatever, and it's all crazy. This is definitely crazy, and we all feel as though one way or another that this may be a shakedown. We might all feel like that, but the thing is, a lot of people, we're like understanding that it is what it is. And Shannon, people are feeling as though you should have left that girl alone. You should not have been. That age gap it's insane. You shouldn't be talking or dating or entertaining somebody with such a intense age gap. It's a very intense age gap. Like, why would you even find interest or find any sort of connection, or what I'm saying, wanting to be with somebody like that? It's just an age gap, and it makes you really think about it. Like, man, what the heck? Why is this age situation occurring where y'all are at different ages, and you dealing with somebody this young? So people are definitely looking at you like for that. But as far as the intention, or are you guilty of this, nobody feels like that as far as I've been listening. And it's insane.
Get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
You don't forget it. You want to be a to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you said that word one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Babe. Well,
And this is crazy.
I don't.
She got that Bobby Altoff attitude.
You know what?
You hear this? It's just a mess.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
Insane.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Insane. It's very insane. And then the thing about it is, a lot of people feel as though, no, don't scream for the black community now to hold you down and have your back now when you out here dating little petite white girls. This ain't a black woman's fight. A lot of people feel like that. I don't know what's going on with Shannon in this entire situation. I do feel as though, what I'm saying, they had that type of relationship. I don't feel like, just seeing how her attitude is and everything, and the fact that she's an OnlyFans model and is coming from Tony Busby, all of that up against her, and then the text messages he released and the things that she was into sexually. And I hate to be the type of person to be like, oh, what does a woman have on when something this negative is going on, or somebody's hurting somebody and, causing them pain, and all the sexual innuendos that's occurring. I hate to be that person and be like, yo, what went on, and, how were they to blame? I don't want to be that person. But it just seems as though the situation behind this, it's worth pointing out. Could she be telling the truth? I'm waiting for more information to come out. I'm actually open to more information coming out so I could hear her out and see, sister girl, tell me if there is more, if there is something going on other than, the things that we've seen. Because from what we've seen, it shows that you guys equally have been sharing different things, and you guys have that type of relationship. I just need more, details about it, and I'm open to hearing more about it, and I'm open to seeing, where this goes. But Uncle Shannon, this was your preference, this was your preference, and you're dating a younger woman who wants money from you, who wants access, who you would have to pay one way or another, who you're paying for with this entire situation. Allegedly, he offered $10 million, and she's like, I want 50 million. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that wasn't enough. And people are saying just the fact that he offered her any money is proof that something was going on. I don't know, child. This entire situation is absolutely crazy. It's a lot to go into, and we're open and, waiting to hear more information come out. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I'm just listening and reporting back to y'all, child. Let you guys know what I see, and what I don't see and how I feel about it. But her attitude is definitely giving Bobby. I thought that awkward white girl energy, but I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think, Uncle Shannon needs to get these consequences thrown at him? And is he just because he likes younger white women, does that mean that he deserves to give that white woman $15 million? And I understand women, especially women of color, saying, these are your preferences, and, you guys are seeking these women not because you want to be with these women, but you guys are seeking these women and trying to be with these women as a form of, hey, you guys are trying to be with them for different reasons, for the abuse reasons. You know what I'm saying? I said that in a funny way so y'all can understand, but just for, not for good reasons, but for negative reasons. That's why you guys are, looking for, or, seeking these women. I don't know, child, but let me know what y'all think. I love you guys. Bye-bye.